So you're somewhere in your mid-30s to early 50s, and lately, you just feel off. You're inexplicably anxious, maybe completely exhausted, your memory feels kind of foggy, your sleep is a mess, and you're suddenly putting on weight around your middle. The kicker, you haven't changed a single thing about your diet or your routine. So you go to the doctor, right? Only to be told your blood work looks perfectly fine and hey, you're too young for menopause. Well, if that sounds familiar, I really want to validate what you're going through right now. You're not alone, and you are absolutely not imagining things.
Let's dive right into this explainer and demystify the profound biological shifts that happen during the transition to menopause. It's a critical era in a woman's life, but it's incredibly misunderstood, both culturally and medically. Today, we're going to look at the hard data, the actual science behind what your brain and body are experiencing, and most importantly, how to take back control.
Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the hidden reality of perimenopause, the serious impacts on hormones, depression, and anxiety, the cardiovascular risk window, and then we'll wrap up with concrete medical treatments and lifestyle strategies. Okay, Section 1, the hidden reality of perimenopause and debunking the menopause myth. Culturally, we tend to throw around the word menopause as a catch-all for the entire midlife transition. But medically speaking, they are two completely different beasts. Think of perimenopause as this turbulent hormonal roller coaster, and what a fun ride that is, right? It can last anywhere from 4 to 10 years. Your ovaries aren't just quietly shutting down, they're sputtering, and that causes estrogen and progesterone to fluctuate wildly. Menopause, on the other hand, is literally just a single day on the calendar. It's the exact day that marks 12 consecutive months without a period. Everything after that is postmenopause, where your hormones finally just flatline and stabilize. It's that perimenopause roller coaster that's responsible for the vast majority of those crazy physical and mental symptoms. Moving on to Section 2, hormones, depression, and anxiety, the mental health toll.
A lot of women kind of expect the hot flashes, but they are completely blindsided by the sudden mood swings, the panic attacks, and crushing depression. And sadly, these impacts are so often medically gaslit. But look at the clinical data. Depressive symptoms actually peak in women when they're in their mid-40s to early 50s. Get this. Women with absolutely zero previous history of depression are 2 to 4 times more likely to experience it for the very first time during the perimenopause transition, compared to any other age group. Entering perimenopause is a major independent trigger for mental health challenges.
An astonishing 20% of perimenopausal women present to their primary care doctors with depressive symptoms that just go completely unrecognized as being related to menopause. Because routine blood tests can't capture the chaotic day-to-day fluctuations of estrogen in the brain, these women are routinely misdiagnosed, and that leaves the actual root cause, the hormones, totally untreated. So here's what's actually happening under the hood. Dropping and fluctuating estrogen physically depletes serotonin and dopamine in your brain. Estrogen is basically a master regulator of your brain's metabolism. So when it drops, your brain's ability to transmit those feel-good chemicals is seriously compromised. And that leads directly to heightened anxiety, brain fog, and major depression. You aren't just stressed out. Your actual brain chemistry is fundamentally changing. Which brings us to Section 3, the cardiovascular risk window and protecting your heart. Now, perimenopause isn't just about your mood. It is a critical, hidden window for cardiovascular prevention. The changes happening in your body right now are setting the stage for your heart health for the rest of your life. The American Heart Association data reveals a pretty significant drop in overall cardiovascular health as women enter perimenopause. If we look at their Life's Essential 8 metrics, which measure basic things like diet, sleep, and blood sugar, the median score drops from 73.3 premenopause down to 69.1 during perimenopause, and that's even after accounting for normal aging. That fluctuating estrogen is directly fueling a metabolic shift, even if you haven't changed your daily habits at all. During perimenopause, women are 76% more likely to see a drop in healthy cholesterol scores and 83% more likely to struggle with blood sugar regulation. This is exactly when women start noticing an increase in visceral fat, that deep belly fat, and a higher risk for high blood pressure. Your body is basically playing by a totally new set of metabolic rules now. All right, Section 4, medical treatments and therapies. Let's build your toolkit. We've validated the problem, so let's explore your options, because I promise you, you do not have to just tough this out. First up, hormone replacement therapy, or HRT. It's highly effective for hot flashes and mild to moderate mood issues because it directly supplements the estrogen your brain is missing.
Now, for severe major depression or debilitating panic attacks, traditional antidepressants like SSRIs or SNRIs are still a first-line treatment, and they're often combined with HRT. And please, don't discount cognitive behavioral therapy. CBT is a highly effective, evidence-based, non-drug option for managing insomnia and coping with the intense anxiety that often comes along with hot flashes.
And the clinical data really backs this up. When researchers track standardized depression scores across various stress levels, the numbers clearly show that hormone treatments actively help stabilize mood and protect the brain's metabolic state. It essentially smooths out that hormonal roller coaster we talked about, which gives your central nervous system a fighting chance to recover and regulate your emotions.
And finally, Section 5, Lifestyle and Nutrition Strategies, Taking Charge Daily.
Let's bridge the gap between medicine and lifestyle, because your nutrition and exercise habits are absolutely foundational right now. To fight off that loss of muscle mass and the metabolic slowdown, you have got to prioritize protein. We're talking 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight. Pair that with 2 to 4 solid strength training sessions a week to preserve your bone density and boost your insulin sensitivity. And for your diet, shifting to a Mediterranean-style high-fiber diet, aiming for 30 to 40 unique plant foods every week, is going to give you the exact antioxidants and nutrients your changing body desperately needs.
Beyond the plate, your daily habits can make a massive difference. Try implementing some gentle fasting, literally just giving your digestion a 12-hour break overnight. Sharply limiting alcohol and refined sugars can be a total game changer for reducing hot flashes and anxiety spikes. And when you combine these nutritional shifts with really strict sleep hygiene and stress management, like mindfulness or meditation, you drastically reduce those sudden cortisol spikes that trigger nighttime panic attacks and brain fog.
If you take only one thing away from this explainer today, make it this. Perimenopause is not a decline into aging. It is a critical, physiological window of opportunity for early intervention. Remember, you are not losing your mind, and your body is not broken. It's simply changing the metabolic and hormonal rules. But the good news is you now have the blueprint to adapt to those new rules successfully. I really hope this explainer leaves you feeling validated, heard, and empowered. You do not have to suffer in silence. So, my final question to you is, how are you going to use this window of opportunity to work with your healthcare allies, build a comprehensive care plan, and take charge of your wellness starting today? Thanks so much for hanging out and exploring this incredibly vital topic with me.